Excise. Cut something out surgically. Expel. Force someone to leave a school, organization, or place. Fad. A temporary widespread enthusiasm for something, a craze. Fledged. Having developed wing feathers that are large enough for it to fly. Foreground. The part of a view or picture nearest to the observer. Frown. Furrow one's brows to show disapproval, displeasure, or concentration. Fruity. Relating to, resembling, or containing fruit. Godly. Devoutly religious, pious. Groin. The area between the abdomen and the thigh on either side of the body. Grounding. Basic training or instruction in a subject. Gunpowder. An explosive consisting of a powdered mixture of saltpeter, sulfur, and charcoal. Hamper. A large basket with a lid, used for laundry. Hamper. Slow down or prevent the movement or progress of. Helix. Helices/low says / an object with a three-dimensional spiral shape like that of a wire wound in a single layer around a cylinder or cone. Heroism. Great bravery. Hierarchical. Arranged in order of rank or status. Hover. Remain in one place in the air. Howling. Informal great. Icelandic. The language of Iceland. Infidelity. The action or state of being sexually unfaithful. Inventive. Having or showing creativity or original thought. Inversion. The action of inverting something or the state of being inverted. Knack. A skill at performing a task. Kosher. Of food, prepared according to the requirements of Jewish law. Legalize. Make something that was illegal allowed by the law. Longitude. The distance of a place east or west of the Greenwich meridian, measured in degrees. Macho. Showing aggressive pride in one's masculinity. Maestro. A distinguished male conductor or performer of classical music. Maxi. A skirt or coat reaching to the ankle. Meditate. Focus one's mind for a time for spiritual purposes or for relaxation. Mercenary. Motivated chiefly by the desire to make money. Microscopy. The use of a microscope. Missy. An affectionate or scornful form of address to a young girl. Moi. Humorous me. Morbid. Having or showing an unhealthy interest in unpleasant subjects, especially death and disease. Multiplication. The process of multiplying. Nonfiction. Prose writing that deals with real people, facts, or events. Orb. A spherical object or shape. Orthodoxy. Traditional or generally accepted theories, beliefs, or practices. Outage. A period when a power supply or other service is not available. Paternal. Relating to or like a father. Pelvis. The large bony frame at the base of the spine to which the lower limbs are attached. Potty. Informal, chiefly Brit. Potty. Potties, a container for a child to urinate or defecate into. Projectile. A missile fired or thrown at a target. Prussian. A person from the former German kingdom of Prussia. Puddle. A small pool of liquid, especially of rainwater on the ground. Quay. A platform lying alongside or projecting into water for loading and unloading ships. Railing. A fence made of rails. Receptionist. A person who greets and deals with clients and visitors to an office, hotel, doctor's office, etc. Reload. Load something, especially a gun, again. Remuneration. Money paid for work or a service. Repressed. Of a thought or feeling, not acknowledged, kept unconscious in one's mind. Revoke. Officially cancel a decree or decision. Riviera. A coastal region with a subtropical climate and vegetation, especially that of southern France and northern Italy. Secretive. Inclined to keep information secret or to hide one's feelings and intentions. Serotonin. A compound in blood that constricts the blood vessels and brings about the transfer of impulses from one nerve to another. Silky. Smooth, soft, and shiny like silk. Smallpox. A serious disease spread by a virus, with fever and blisters that leave permanent scars. Sorority. A society for female students in a college or university. Speechless. Unable to speak, especially as a result of shock or strong emotion. Stair. Each of a set of fixed steps. Starship. A large manned spaceship for travel between the stars. Sunken. Having sunk. Supremacist. A person who believes that a particular group, especially a racial group, is superior to all others. Tur 3, having three. Tur dig up something buried. Tortoise. A slow-moving land reptile with a scaly or leathery domed shell into which it can draw its head and legs. Typewriter. An electric, electronic, or manual machine with keys for producing characters similar to printed ones. Undisputed. Not disputed or called into question. Unprofessional. Not in accordance with the standards expected in a particular profession. Urdu. A language closely related to Hindi, the official language of Pakistan and widely used in India. Veggie. And adjective one another term for vegetable. Visceral. Relating to the body's internal organs. Wannabe. Informal, derogatory, a person who wants to be like someone famous. Whaling. The practice or industry of hunting and killing whales for their oil, meat, or whalebone. Wiggle. Move with short movements up and down or from side to side. Worldview. A particular philosophy of life or conception of the world. Wrongdoing. Illegal or dishonest behavior. Accommodating. Willing to help or fit in with someone's wishes. Albanian. A person from Albania. Alkaline. Containing an alkali or having the properties of an alkali, having a pH greater than 7. Alum. A crystalline compound of aluminum and potassium, used in dyeing and tanning animal skin. Antidote. A medicine taken to counteract a poison. Anus. The opening at the end of the digestive system through which solid waste leaves the body. Archery. The activity or sport of shooting with a bow and arrows. Arterial. Relating to an artery or arteries. Asparagus. A vegetable consisting of the tender young shoots of a tall plant. Attest. Provide or act as clear evidence of something. Auditory. Relating to the sense of hearing. Avenge. Punish or harm someone in return for a wrong. Aversion. Strong opposition or dislike. Balm. A fragrant ointment used to heal or soothe the skin. Biennial. Taking place every other year. Bologna. A large smoked, seasoned sausage made of various meats, especially beef and pork. Bony. Relating to or containing bones. Brighten. Make or become brighter. Brood. A family of young animals produced at one hatching or birth. Bulletproof. Able to resist the penetration of bullets. Cambodian. A person from Cambodia. Cassandra. A person who makes pessimistic predictions. Cessation. The ending of something. Charmed. Unusually lucky as though protected by magic. Chemo. Informal chemotherapy. Collagen. Any of a group of proteins that form the main structural component of animal connective tissue. Commend. Praise someone or something formally. Crochet. A handicraft in which yarn is looped into a fabric of connected stitches by means of a hooked needle. Cypress. An evergreen coniferous tree with small dark green leaves. Dandy. A man who is excessively concerned with having a stylish and fashionable appearance. Dependable. Trustworthy and reliable. Dickhead. Vulgar slang, a stupid or ridiculous man. Emeritus. Having retired but allowed to keep a title as an honor. Emit. Discharge or give out gas, radiation, etc. Extant. Still in existence. Fathom. A unit of length equal to 6 feet, 2.8 meters, used in measuring the depth of water. Fictitious. Imaginary or invented, not real or true. First-hand. And adverb from the original source or personal experience, direct. Flashy. Stylish or expensive in a way designed to attract attention and impress other people. Floppy. Not firm or rigid, flopping or hanging loosely. Fluoride. A compound of fluorine with another element or group. Grasping. Greedy for wealth. Guideline. A general rule, principle, or piece of advice. Heartland. The central or most important part of a country or area. Hedgehog. A small mammal with a spiny coat, able to roll itself into a ball for defense. Heinous. Very wicked. Hoe. A long-handled gardening tool with a thin metal blade, used mainly for weeding. Hypnosis. The practice of causing a person to enter a state of consciousness in which they lose the power of voluntary action and respond readily to suggestions or commands. Immersive. Generating a three-dimensional image that appears to surround the user. Impeccable. Without any faults or mistakes, perfect. Inbound. And adverb traveling back toward an original point of departure. Inference. A conclusion reached on the basis of evidence and reasoning. Infiltrate. Enter or gain access to an organization or place in a gradual and surreptitious way. Inflatable. Capable of being inflated. Inhale. Breathe in air, gas, smoke, etc. Intolerant. Not tolerant of views or behavior that differ from one's own. Jellyfish. A sea animal with a soft bell or saucer-shaped body that has stinging tentacles around the edge. Judo. A sport of unarmed combat using holds and leverage to unbalance the opponent. Lament. A passionate expression of grief. Leach. Drain away from soil or other material by the action of water leaded passing through it. LSD. Lysergic acid diethylamide, a powerful drug that causes hallucinations. Machine used with a numeral, as Mach 1, Mach 2, etc., to indicate the speed of sound, twice the speed of sound, etc. Malpractice. Illegal, corrupt, or negligent professional behavior. Manipulative. Controlling a person or situation in a clever or underhanded way. Marginally. To only a limited extent. Microbiology. The scientific study of microorganisms. Nectar. A sugary fluid produced by flowers to encourage pollination by insects, made into honey by bees. Nitrate. A salt or ester of nitric acid. Pastel. A crayon made of powdered pigments bound with gum or resin. Payoff. Informal one, a payment, especially as a bribe or on leaving a job. Pessimistic. Lacking hope or confidence in the future. Pesticide. A substance for destroying insects or other pests. Phosphorus. A poisonous non-metallic chemical element in the form of a yellowish waxy solid that ignites spontaneously in air and glows in the dark. Platter. For a large flat serving dish. Prod. Poke someone or something with a finger or pointed object. Prodigy. A young person with exceptional abilities. Psychotherapy. The treatment of mental disorder by psychological rather than medical means. Quilt. A warm bed covering made of padding enclosed between layers of fabric and kept in place by lines of decorative stitching. Rai. A style of music blending Arabic and Algerian folk elements with Western rock. Realtor. A person who. Regency. The office or period of government by a regent. Reptile. A cold-blooded vertebrate animal of a class that includes snakes, lizards, crocodiles, turtles, and tortoises, typically having a dry scaly skin and laying soft-shelled eggs. Sag. Sink downward gradually under weight or pressure. Sauna. A small room used as a hot air or steam bath for cleaning and refreshing the body. Scrum. Rugby, a formation in which players push against each other with heads down and try to gain possession of the ball when it is thrown in between them. Sharper. Informal, a swindler, especially at cards, a card sharp. Sluggish. Slow-moving or inactive. Slum. A rundown and overcrowded area of a city or town inhabited by very poor people. To a house or building that is unfit to be lived in. Smoothie. A thick, smooth drink of fresh fruit pureed with milk, yogurt, or ice cream. Snare. A trap for catching small animals, consisting of a loop of wire or cord that pulls tight. Snowflake. Each of the many feathery ice crystals that fall as snow. Sod. Grass-covered ground, turf. Stag. A fully adult male deer. To a social gathering attended by men only. Stomp. Tread or stamp heavily and noisily. Submissive. Meekly obedient or passive. Subsection. A division of a section. Suede. Leather with the flesh side rubbed to make a velvety nap. Summertime. The season or period of summer. Tabloid. A newspaper having pages half the size of those of a broadsheet, written in a popular style and typically dominated by sensational stories. Taurus. A constellation and the second sign of the zodiac, the bull, which the sun enters about April 21st. Teal. A small freshwater duck, typically with a bright blue-green patch on the wing plumage. Throwback. A person or thing that resembles someone or something that existed in the past. Thunderstorm. A storm with thunder and lightning. Timid. Not brave or confident. Towering. Very tall. Triathlon. An athletic contest consisting of 3 different events, typically swimming, cycling, and long-distance running. Trickle. Of a liquid, flow in a small stream. Troupe. A group of dancers, actors, or other entertainers who tour to different venues. Tweed. A rough woolen cloth flecked with mixed colors. Ultimatum. A final warning that action will be taken against someone unless they agree to another party's demands. Uncut. Not cut or shaped by cutting. Uninterrupted. Continuous. Widen. Make or become wider. Christmas. Informal Christmas. Yelp. A short, sharp cry. Affirmation. The action or process of affirming or being affirmed. Apiece. To, for, or by each one, each. Appreciative. Feeling or showing gratitude or pleasure. Ascend. Go up, rise or climb. Bittersweet. Sweet with a bitter aftertaste. Blight. A plant disease, especially one caused by fungi. Braid. Threads woven into a decorative band for trimming garments. Bulge. A rounded swelling on a flat surface. Cabaret. Entertainment held in a nightclub or restaurant while the audience sits at tables. Catheter. A flexible tube inserted into the bladder or another body cavity to remove fluid. Cinematography. The art of making motion pictures. Commandant. An officer or diplomas are conferred on graduating students. Conducive. Contributing to or helping to bring something about. Conscientious. Diligent and thorough in carrying out one's work or duty. Consensual. Relating to or involving consent or consensus. Crystalline. Having the structure and form of a crystal. Cyanide. A highly poisonous compound containing a metal combined with carbon and nitrogen atoms. Deceit. Behavior intended to make someone believe something that is not true. Denounce. Publicly declare someone or something to be wrong or evil. Derogatory. Showing a critical or disrespectful attitude. Dismantle. Take something to pieces. Eastward. In an easterly direction. Embroidery. The art or pastime of embroidering. Enigma. A person or thing that is mysterious or difficult to understand. Estranged. No longer on friendly terms with someone. Euphoria. A feeling of intense happiness. Fahrenheit. Relating to a scale of temperature on which water freezes at 32 degrees and boils at 212 degrees. Firewall. A wall or partition designed to stop the spread of fire. Fluorescence. Light given out by a substance when it is exposed to radiation such as that of ultraviolet light or X-rays. Forceful. Powerful, assertive, or vigorous. Forte. A thing at which someone excels. Gaelic. Also Scottish Gaelic, a Celtic language spoken in western Scotland, brought from Ireland in the 5th and 6th centuries AP. Grassy. Covered with or resembling grass. Hanger. A person who hangs something. Hem. Expressing the sound made when coughing or clearing the throat to attract attention or show hesitation. Hem. The edge of a piece of cloth or item of clothing that has been turned under and stitched down. Housekeeping. The management of a household. Insidious. Proceeding or spreading gradually or without being noticed, but causing serious harm. Jargon. Words or expressions used by a particular group that are difficult for other people to understand. Kayak. A canoe made of a light frame with a watertight covering. Kneel. Fall or rest on a knee or the knees. Lack. Indian 100,000. Liberate. Set someone free, especially from imprisonment or oppression. Loophole. An inexact wording or omission in a law or contract that enables someone to avoid doing something. Luminous. Bright or shining, especially in the dark. Malnutrition. The state of not having enough food or not eating enough of the right foods. Maori. 1. A member of the Aboriginal people of New Zealand. Mayonnaise. A thick creamy dressing made from egg yolks, oil, and vinegar. Melodic. Relating to melody. Meticulous. Very careful and precise. Modesty. The quality or state of being humble, decent, or moderate. Mustache. Variant spelling of mustache. Mousey/mouse, zay/ also mousy. Netting. Material made of net. Nigh. Preposition, and adjective one old use or literary near. Nocturnal. Done, occurring, or active at night. Nozzle. A spout used to control a jet of liquid or gas. Offside. And adverb, of a player in games such as soccer, football, or hockey, occupying a position on the field where playing the ball or puck is not allowed. Orgy. A wild party involving a great deal of drinking and indiscriminate sexual activity. Overlay. Coat the surface of something. Paternity. The state of being a father. Pitiful. Deserving or arousing pity. Plethora. An excessive amount. Plutonium. A radioactive metallic element used as a fuel in nuclear reactors and as an explosive in atomic weapons. Prerequisite. A thing that must exist or happen before something else can exist or happen. Psychosis. A mental disorder in which a person's perception of reality is severely distorted. Quantify. Express or measure the quantity of. Rabies. A dangerous disease of dogs and other mammals, caused by a virus that can be transmitted through an animal's saliva to humans, causing madness and convulsions. Rallying. The action or sport of participating in a motor rally. Recount. Tell someone about an event or experience. Rectangle. A plane figure with 4 straight sides and 4 right angles. Recurrent. Happening often or repeatedly. Refill. Fill a container again. Relive. Live through an experience or feeling again in one's imagination. Requisite. Made necessary by particular circumstances or regulations. Revolve. Move in a circle around a central point. Rewind. Wind a film or tape back to the beginning. Secluded. Of a place, not seen or visited by many people, sheltered and private. Seduce. Tempt someone into sexual activity. Semi-final. A match or round immediately preceding the final. Shadowy. Full of shadows. Shun. Avoid, ignore, or reject. Sidekick. Informal, a person's assistant. Spectre. British spelling of spectre. Stallion. An adult male horse that has not been castrated. Stepfather. A man who is married to one's mother after the divorce of one's parents or the death of one's father. Tapestry. A piece of thick fabric with pictures or designs woven or embroidered on it. Terrier. A small breed of dog originally used for hunting animals that live underground. Tester. A person or device that tests something. Thistle. A plant with a prickly stem and leaves and rounded heads of purple flowers. Thumbnail. The nail of the thumb. Tickle. Lightly touch someone in a way that causes them to itch, twitch, or laugh. Tubular. Long, round, and hollow like a tube. Underside. The bottom or lower side or surface of something. Uneducated. Poorly educated. Unload. Remove goods from a vehicle, ship, etc. Unmarked. Not marked. Unreleased. Not released. Upkeep. The process of keeping something in good condition. Urn. A tall, rounded vase with a stem and base, especially one for storing a cremated person's ashes. Viagra. Trademark, a drug used to treat impotence in men. Vigil. A period of staying awake to keep watch or prey. Volley. A number of bullets or other missiles fired at one time. Waive. Choose not to insist on or demand a right or claim. Wavy. Having or consisting of a series of wave-like curves. Hue. Used to express surprise, relief, or a feeling of being very hot or tired. Whirlwind. A column of air moving rapidly around and around in a cylindrical or funnel shape. Aristocratic. Relating to or typical of the aristocracy. Aroma. A pleasant and distinctive smell. Arsenic. A brittle steel-gray chemical element with poisonous compounds. Astro. Relating to the stars or to outer space. Budge. Make or cause to make the slightest movement. Comical. Causing laughter, especially through being ridiculous. Commemorative. Acting to honor the memory of an event or person. Confederacy. A league or alliance, especially of Confederate states. Converge. Come together from different directions so as eventually to meet. Corny. Informal, unoriginal, or very sentimental. Crucible. A container in which metals or other substances may be melted or subjected to very high temperatures. Cryptic. Mysterious or obscure in meaning. Deb. Informal, a debutante. Diligent. Careful and conscientious in carrying out a task or duties. Discern. Recognize or find something out. Domino. Any of 28 small oblong pieces marked with 06 dots in each half. Downgrade. Reduce someone or something to a lower grade, rank, or level of importance. Dreamy. Tending to daydream, or giving the impression that someone is daydreaming. Droid. A robot. Dung. Manure. Eel. A snake-like fish with a very long, thin body and small fins. Embryonic. Relating to an embryo. Endanger. Put someone or. Fanatic. A person who holds extreme or dangerous religious or political opinions. Firmware. Computing software permanently programmed into a read-only memory. Formulate. Create or prepare something methodically. Fragmentation. The process of breaking or the state of being broken into fragments. Glam. Informal, glamorous. Goth I, a member of a Germanic people that invaded the Roman Empire between the 3rd and 5th centuries. Gubernatorial. Relating to a governor, particularly of a U.S. state. Hawthorn. A thorny shrub or tree with white, pink, or red blossoms and small dark red fruits, haws. Her. A title or form of address for a German-speaking man, corresponding to Mr. Hoard. A secret store of money or alas to a store of useful information. Horde. Chiefly derogatory, a large group of people. Imp. A small, mischievous devil. Ingenuity. The quality of being clever, original, and inventive. Inorganic. Not consisting of or coming from living matter. Itinerary. A planned route or journey. Lacy. Made of, resembling, or trimmed with lace. Lair. A wild animal's resting place. Lifeless. Dead or apparently dead. Lifeline. A thing on which someone or something depends or that provides a means of escape. Lotto. A children's game similar to bingo, using illustrated counters or cards. Ma'am. Informal, a term of respectful or polite address used for a woman, ma'am. Moot. Debatable or uncertain. Nebula. A cloud of gas or dust in outer space, visible in the night sky either as a bright patch or as a dark silhouette against other glowing matter. Neurology. The branch of medicine and biology concerned with the nervous system. Newt. A small animal with a thin body and a long tail that can live in water or on land. Nitro. Relating to or containing nitric acid, nitrates, or nitrogen. Norse. An ancient or medieval form of Norwegian or a related Scandinavian language. Overland. And adverb by land. Pantry. A small room or cupboard in which food, dishes, and utensils are kept. Parchment. A stiff material made from the skin of a sheep or goat, formerly used for writing on. Partake. Formal 1, partake of, eat or drink something. Pollard. Cut off the top and branches of a tree to encourage new growth. Pollock. Variant spelling of potluck. Prefix. A word, letter, or number placed before another. Proctor. A person who monitors students during an examination. Prologue. An introductory section or scene in a book, play, or musical work. Proto. 14 original, primitive. Pueblo. A town or village in Spain, Latin America, or the southwestern U.S., especially an American Indian settlement. Pulpit. A raised enclosed platform in a church or chapel from which the preacher gives a sermon. Puncture. A small hole caused by a sharp object, especially one in a tire. Redhead. A person, especially a woman, with red hair. Renegade. A person who deserts and betrays an organization, country, or set of principles. Roofing. Material for constructing the roof of a building. Sash. A long strip of cloth worn over one shoulder or around the waist. Seductive. Tempting and attractive. Shaker. A container for mixing ingredients by shaking them. Sissy. Informal, a weak or cowardly person. Sled. A vehicle on runners for traveling over snow or ice, either pushed, pulled, or allowed to slide downhill. Sludge. Thick, soft, wet mud. Speedway. A stadium or track used for automobile or motorcycle racing. Stretcher. A framework of two poles. Subtitle. Subtitles, captions displayed at the bottom of a movie or television screen that translate the dialogue. Summarize. Give a brief statement of the main points of something. Tong. A Chinese association or secret society associated with organized crime. Triad. A group of 3 related people or 1393 tribalism things. Trimming. Decoration, especially for clothing. Unfounded. Having no basis in fact. Unimportant. Lacking in importance. Uninsured. Not covered by insurance. Untitled. Of a book or other work, having no title. Valor. Great courage in the face of danger. Vernacular. The language or dialect spoken by the ordinary people of a country or region. Virtuous. Having or showing high moral standards. Watercolor. Artist's paint that is thinned with water. Abrasive. Able to polish or clean a hard surface by rubbing or grinding. Accompaniment. A musical part played to support a voice, group, or other instrument. Accomplice. A person who helps another commit a crime. Adoptive. Of a child or parent, in that relationship by adoption. Alphabetical. In the order of the letters of the alphabet. Armistice. A truce. Armory. A store or supply of arms. Bathe. Wash by immersing one's body in water. Calamity. Calamities, a sudden event causing great damage or distress. Carbonate. A compound containing CO, negative ions together with a metallic element. Cheesecake. A rich sweet cake made with cream and soft cheese on a cookie or pastry crust. Choral. Relating to or sung by a choir or chorus. Chronology. The arrangement of events in the order of their occurrence. Clam. A large shellfish with two shells of equal size. Clientele. All the clients or customers of a particular store, restaurant, or other business. Convection. Transference of mass or heat within a fluid caused by the tendency of warmer and less dense material to rise. Craftsman. A worker who is skilled in a particular craft. Cretaceous. Relating to the last period of the Mesozoic era, about 146 to 65 million years ago, at the end of which dinosaurs and many other organisms died out. Cripple. Old use or offense of a person who is unable to walk or move properly through disability or injury. Crunchy. Making a crunching noise when bitten or crushed. Curvature. The fact of being curved or the degree to which something is curved. Cyborg. A person having mechanical elements built into the body to extend their normal physical abilities. Distillery. A place where liquor is manufactured. Enactment. The process of enacting something. Enlighten. Give someone greater knowledge and understanding about something. Envious. Feeling or showing envy. Erroneous. Wrong, incorrect. Familial. Having to do with the family. Filings. Small particles rubbed off by a file. Fishery. A place where fish are reared, or caught in large numbers. Frivolous. Not having any serious purpose or value. Fruition. The fulfillment of a plan or project. Fullback. Football, an offensive player in the backfield. Gauge. Old use for a valued object given as a guarantee of someone's good faith.